Ladies and gentlemen, you know America is really, truly finished when the great resignation has hit the state legislative chambers nationwide. Not only are employees leaving, the lawmakers themselves are trying to get out of Dodge too. Mm-mm-mm. Let's get into it. The great resignation hit state legislative chambers. Across the nation, employees have had enough. Scores are telling their bosses that they quit at the end of the year, fed up with working conditions, low pay, and fraying relationships. Only in this case, those employees are state legislators and their bosses are leaving their constituents who sent them to make law in state capitals nationwide, y'all. Your state lawmakers are walking away, even the ones that were elected. Dozens of legislators in states big and small are heading for the exits this year, declining to seek new terms and collectively leaving behind centuries of legislative experience. Their departure will vastly reshape the political climate at the time when America politics is already in upheaval. At least 59 members of the Minnesota House and Senate will not run for reelection this year. That is more than a quarter of the 201. These That's all they got. It that is their elective officials on the state level for both the representative and the Senate who serve in St. Paul. Several are running for other offices, but at least 38 are simply leaving politics. In Connecticut, more than 1 in 5 legislators will not seek reelection. About 1 in 6 lawmakers in Washington state will not run for their current jobs. In Pennsylvania, 32 members of the House and 5 senators will retire or run for other offices. In Kentucky, they will lose 20 out of 138 members. The reason for leaving are varied as the states and districts they represent. Some are simply retiring at the end of a long career. Others have been forced out by redistricting. And some say they have accomplished what they got elected to do. So they're done and they are leaving. But a growing number of legislators say the jobs they sought and won substantially changed. So they said being a state representative is not what it used to be. The job is so different now, and they don't want it. Mm. Wow. The tone has changed quite a bit, and it is not just from the other side. In a city like Seattle, you get beat up a little bit on your own side sometimes. So, even if you are a progressive politician, you will retire at the end of the year. You know, a lot of people that are at that level where they've been there for years and years, they're like, I'm out of here. Mm-mm-mm. It's about politics, personal destruction. That's pretty prevalent on social media when you have a keyboard warriors that truly gets old when you're trying to do the right thing. Mm-mm-mm. So all of these people are leaving. Other express frustration with the changing landscape of legislatures that once quite it was bipartisanship, and they said they were willing to do deals and reach across the aisle. They were willing to negotiate, yield results. Today, partisan cancer has poisoned Washington, D.C., and they're saying politics are just simply not the same. And I guess it didn't change for the better, it changed for the worse because these folks are leaving. Another Tennessee rep, David Byrd, said he has grown frustrated by the power of leadership to set an agenda, a trend that mirrors the consolidation of power in the hands of just a few top leaders in Congress. Unless you're in leadership, you really don't make that big of a difference, it seems like. We've got a great leadership bunch, but it seems like they're the ones that make the decision, Bird said in an interview. And everybody else kind of follows suit. And I've never been one to follow suit. The turnover is not limited to the rank and file members either. At least 33 House Speaker, majority and minority leaders, and Senate presidents have or they will be departing this year, throwing open their powerful posts to insider jockeying that will determine the future direction of their prospective states. Some, like Oregon House Speaker Tina Kotek, and Pennsylvania Senate President Jake Corman, they are leaving to run for governor. Mm-mm-mm. Turnover among state legislators, the vast majority of whom serve in roles that pay part time wages for full time work, is common. In the last decade, an average of about 1,000 legislators retired in each 2 year cycle, according to data maintained by Ballotpedia. The nonpartisan election analysis website. And in years in which political lines are redrawn, the number is more like 1,100 legislators quit. And that was in 2012. They said that was the last time they saw this amount of people from the state legislation leave. Legislators are also more likely to retire when they anticipate a bad political year ahead for their parties. So, an example of that was in 2010 when 579 Democrats retired ahead of the midterm wave. In 2018, 723 Republicans retired ahead of, Trump when he lost. That's the amount of Republicans that retired under Trump. The legislators interviewed for this story overwhelmingly said they would look back on their experiences fondly. They enjoyed the job. I enjoyed the shaping policy. I think that I'm going to truly miss the ability to help shape policy, but I'm not being run off because I hate it. But said all things must come to an end, and most prefer to go out on their own terms. So you may be hearing about quite a few people in your state legislation. They're making a big old great resignation there, and they're anticipating this is actually going to get worse. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. It sure will change everything if you got these lawmakers that are just leaving in big numbers on the state level. Wow, that says a lot about the direction that America is going in. It really does. I mean, maybe these people are leaving because they simply see the writing on the wall. Things are not getting better in America. These folks are still yearning for their 2019 days, and we know that is gone forever. And I think many of these politicians know it too. They can't turn around what has happened in this country over the past 2 years. They keep saying, oh, it's going to come back. It's not coming back, y'all. It's not coming back. And they know it. When your politicians are running like this, you know things are bad in America. There's no doubt about it. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this. Is something that's going on nationwide. Your politicians on the state level are trying to get out of Dodge now. They're not all retiring. That's not the reason. Many of them are saying the politics have changed and they just don't like it. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.